Hey YouTube, thanks for joining me on this holiday weekend. It's kind of nasty outside, as you can see from the fogged up window. It's not a nice day. Luckily, I don't really like nice days that much. I enjoy the cloudy, nasty days. Those are fun. I don't know if you can see any of this, but here we go. That's what I'm seeing. Gray clouds. This is probably one of the few big open spaces around here anyway. And the only reason that there's a big open space where I can see the sky is because there are like 2 bayous in a row here. So we are the Bayou City, and so luckily there's like some undeveloped land here that's just big open bayous, so you can actually see the sky, which is nice. Overdevelopment brings me down. Got some Dunhill My Mixture BB1938. I've not ever seen a review of this. I really don't know if this is a blend people enjoy or what, but it caught my eye on I don't know, it was either Smoking Pipes or pipesandcigars.com, and at first glance I thought that's right, My Mixture 965, and then I realized, no, wait, that's something else. It looks so familiar, or it looks so similar, to that tin. It's even called My Mixture, but apparently this is a blend from 1938 that was called Baby's Bottom, and it was supposed to be smooth as a baby's bottom. The idea behind this blend is that it's a Virginia, so it's for Virginia lovers, but it's like several different kinds of Virginia. There's some red Virginia, there's some bronze Virginia, and some lemon Virginia. But it also has a bit of Perique to kind of spice it up. So from what I understand, I said Perique. Latakia, or Latakia, to spice it up. Not Perique. It is not a vapor. I did that yesterday. This is a Latakia blend, very traditional for Dunhill. Ooh, that smells good. Woo. Wow, yeah. It actually kind of smells lemony. I don't know if that's why they call it Lemon Virginia, because it gives off a lemony odor, or what, but that is a really delicious smelling blend. It's unlike Nightcap and or in Early Morning Pipe and stuff like that. I'm not blasted in the face with Latakia right away, especially Nightcap does that, and so does 965. Actually, they're very Latakia forward. This really, yeah, I can smell it, yeah, but you really smell the Virginia too. I feel like the Virginia isn't quite as in the background maybe in this blend. That'd be interesting. So here it is. This is what it looks like. Looks like every Dunhill blend. Ribbon cut. Got some black. I guess that would be the Latakia. And you can see the brown from the I guess the dark red Virginias, and the lighter color from the lighter Virginias. This has become part of my little ritual. I take around a little esoterica tin that I drop stuff into, and what I'll do is I'll drop a check tool and box of matches and some filters, and a pipe cap, And I'll just, you know, throw all that in here and take it around with me. I guess it takes place of a pouch, which I don't really have. Probably get something pouch-like, but for now, that's what I do. And I throw my pipe in my pocket and the blend, you know, however, whatever. It's my trusty little balsa filters. There we go. These are, I mentioned this in a previous video, but anyway, these are like 100 for $10. 100 of them for $10, which is awesome. Can't beat that. I didn't smoke filters at all, or with filters at all, until recently. And I don't know. Simon put out a video recently. He was talking about filters, and my experience has been the same as his. Is that filters, for me, get rid of a lot of the less desirable flavor, the less desirable aspects of the tobacco. You know, it dries it out. That's like the main thing for me, in fact. Dries it out, gives me drier smoke, and almost completely, I've not really experienced tongue bites since I started using filters. So that's, you know, that's nice, and it also just makes it more pleasant. And for me, I mean, in a way, it brings out more flavor, because I find that if I get a mouthful of steam, that really detracts from the flavor. Like I don't taste it as much. I just kind of taste hot steam in my mouth. Whereas if I have a proper filter and it's like soaking a lot of that up, and I get a really dry puff of smoke in my mouth, I'm gonna taste that a lot more. So my experience was really positive. I didn't really like the paper filters quite as much. I felt like they actually kind of, I don't know, they twisted the flavor into a weird sort of monotone kind of place. I don't know. There was something the paper filters did to the flavor that wasn't great for me. It was okay, but it was like I could tell that I was smoking some of the filter. The balsas, I feel like I can't even tell I have a filter. I mean, I don't taste anything at all from the balsa. Zero. So it's been a major improvement for me. I really like it. Welcome to the filter. Also, I was gonna say something about matches. You can get this is a 32 match box of matches. You can get a package of like, God, I can't remember how many. I want to say like maybe 12 of these boxes, just a ton of them, like all in a big brick, at the Dollar Tree for $1. It's just amazing. And I like these because you can take them around. They also have a really big box of kitchen matches that are actually slightly longer than these. Also $1, and it's, you know, one of these ginormous boxes full of matches. So if you're looking for a deal on matches, you can also get really long, like church warden sized pipe cleaners. Not great pipe cleaners at all, but pipe cleaners for, I think it's like $1 or $2 or something. Huge bag of them, but long enough for a church warden. And at Walmart, but they're craft pipe cleaners. They're not as thick as, you know, real pipe cleaners, and they're not by any stretch of the imagination as good. But they're dirt cheap, and what I find is I like to have some of those, so when I run out of the good ones, I have some like emergency backup pipe cleaners that I'm not ever going to use otherwise, but they're always there. And I'll even like chop them, a bunch of them in half. I'll take half of them, chop those in half, and so I double that, and then I have that, you know, number of regular pipe cleaners that are perfectly good for like pipes like this, and then I have another like half of it that's just my church warden, and it's a really good backup system. Because it really sucks just running completely out and being out of everything. Yeah. A lot of Kia is definitely there, you know. There's a lot of Kia blend, no question there. But is it smooth? Is it smoother than the typical out of Kia heavy Dunhill blend? It actually kind of reminds me of Kramer's Father Dempsey, just a hair. Forgot to open the windows. That's not good. I like to wait to the last minute because it's so hot. But it's kind of mild today. Not bad. You know what? It is smoother. It is smoother. I like that. This is a much smoother form of, you know, that kind of Dunhill nightcappy taste. Not nearly as salty as I don't know why, but 965 hits me as being really salty. Doesn't really feel that salty like that. But I can't say I'm really getting a lot of the Sweet Virginia. This feels like a really smooth out of Kia. I don't know. The light of Kia still feels like it's driving the bus. It's much smoother, but I would say still driving the bus. I mean, it still is the bus. Actually, I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more, you know, pure Virginia with a hint of Kia. Instead, I got a very mild Kia blend. I will say this though, for me, and I've seen a few other Pipers say this. I want to say Bradley maybe from Stuff and Things. Dunhill's early morning pipe is not great for me. Not great for me. I found it to be just a metric ton of nicotine, which surprised me because I heard the nightcap was the stronger, but not for me. Nightcap never really hits me too hard with the nicotine. I mean, I get a little rush, but it's not that bad. But the few times I smoked early morning pipe, it was pretty strong. It was pretty harsh. I mean, it was pretty, the nicotine was pretty harsh. Came on pretty strong. Stronger than I would prefer. And the flavor just wasn't that, I don't know, it didn't really coalesce to anything. I feel like this, to me, is more what I was hoping early morning pipe would be. This to me is more the promise of, it fulfills more the promise of early morning pipe. for me, which is that Dunhill flavor without the blast of Latakia and other spicy flavors that come from Nightcap. Just something very smooth. So if you were looking for that from Early Morning Pipe and you also did not really get it, check out Baby's Bottom. I feel like this is the blend that Early Morning Pipe should have been, or at least what I expected it to be. Unicorn Piper put out a video this morning. He actually went live this morning, and he was talking about blends and, you know, jarring up blends or leaving your blends, you know, in tins until you're ready to, you know, smoke, that kind of thing. And he said that he's trying to get away from having as many blends open at a time. Thought that was interesting. It's kind of, it's something that I think about sometimes. You know, what exactly am I doing? Am I just going to open everything? What am I going to leave with tins exactly? And, you know, what am I going to leave in my tins? What am I going to put, you know, jar up right away? What am I going to open everything all at once? I find myself wanting to check out my new blends pretty much, you know, as soon as I can get to them. But I don't feel any desire at all to smoke up what I've already got. I want to, you know, like I want all that stuff to stick around. I want to keep well stocked in it too. The good stuff, like the stuff I like. And there's something about something you said that I realized that's kind of, I think, where I differ. Said something about, you know, tobacco's kind of going to waste if you're not, you know, if you're not really into them, and they, you know, they sit there. If you do it differently and you open stuff up, you know, little by little and smoke through stuff, then, you know, it won't go to waste. And that's the part that I didn't quite get. I don't think of it as going to waste. I mean, I may not smoke this one or that one as much as, you know, these over here, but, you know, it's going to be just as good next year as it is this year. In fact, most of those tobaccos are going to be a lot better 3 years from now, and they're in, you know, airtight decanter jars. So I felt okay. Like, I felt okay with I feel okay with having my stuff in jars. I don't really think of that as somehow not as good as keeping it in a tin. I don't know. What do you guys do? What's your routine? How do you feel about opening stuff up versus keeping it tinned for longer periods of time? Having everything open versus smoking on a few things at a time. I like variety. I like to go to my shelf. He said, you know, I don't need 40 blends, and I thought, to me that sounds like a good start. So, you know, it's interesting. You know, everybody has their own routine, and I think sometimes you see somebody else's routine and just you realize that maybe yours, you know, that's not for you, and that's sometimes a good way to figure out what is for you. When you say, okay, that's definitely not what I want to do. I don't think I would want to smoke like just 4 or 5 blends at a time, because it's just not a big enough variety. I do like a lot of variety. I don't even have a rotation. Like, I don't have I don't think I ever get into a thing where it's like, oh, it's Thursday, I'm going to smoke, Burleys today. I don't think I could ever do that. I like to wake up every morning and decide what that day is going to be. What is that day? How does today feel to me? What do I feel like? What do I feel like after that? And I'm gonna probably smoke a big variety of blends in one day. I'm not even gonna be smoking the same thing all day, most likely. So I guess variety is a big part of my, if I have a routine, which I don't really, I guess it's variety. So anyway, what's your routine? How do you feel about it, all of that? How do you handle your own rotation and your tins versus opening and jarring everything all at once? Or I'd love to know. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this short at a lean 21 minutes. Whoops, sorry guys. Thanks for joining me, and like I said, if you're looking for something a little smoother than early morning pipe, look no further than BB1938. This is actually really good stuff. Don't expect it to be a Virginia lover's treat, but it is definitely a smoother Latakia. Alright, well that's all for now, so until next time.